Friends, I am Dr. Hitesh Karia. I'll be teaching you biology, and today we'll be learning a very interesting chapter in science, that is chapter number 6, life processes. So let us see what this chapter is all about. Now students, as you all are aware that our world is made up of both living and non-living things, right? So here we have our beautiful world. These are some of the living things present in the world, and these are some of the non-living things present in the world. Now students, how can we differentiate between a living thing and a non-living thing? Just by looking at them, can we say that this is a living thing because this is moving, and this is a non-living thing because this is not moving? Will that be correct? Obviously not. So we can differentiate them on the basis of certain characteristics. So now let us see what are these characteristics. So let's begin with the characteristics of living things. Point number 1, living things have the ability to move. That is, they can move from one place to another. Then, living things can produce offsprings, which means they can give birth to new individuals. That is, living things can reproduce. So here we have two parents, the father and the mother, and the reproductive cells of both the parents, they unite to give birth to a new individual. Going further, living things, they respond and react, which means they respond to any external change in their surroundings. Obviously, whenever there is any external change around us, we react to that change. This is a very important feature which proves that we are very much alive. Going further, living things can get rid of waste matter. You all know that there are a lot of waste products formed in our body every day because of the various metabolic reactions. So living things have the ability to get rid of these waste products. Then, living things require food to stay alive. And not only that, when we consume this food, we need to convert that food into energy, which is required for various activities. So students, these are some of the processes that differentiate us between a living thing and a non-living thing. So let us see what these processes are known as. So students, processes like nutrition, respiration, excretion, transportation, reproduction, sensitivity, and growth. All these processes are known as life processes. Why? Because they help us to sustain and maintain our life. If any of this process stops functioning or is missing, living organisms cannot survive. So we will be learning about these processes in detail in this chapter called as life processes. So let us begin with the first life process, that is nutrition. Students, we know that all living organisms, they require energy for growth and maintenance. And this energy is obtained from the food that we eat. So what is it that is present in the food that gives us this energy? So our food contains certain essential components called as nutrients, which give us this energy for growth and maintenance. So let us see how do we define nutrients. So nutrients are substances which an organism obtains from its surroundings and uses them as a source of energy. The example of some of the nutrients are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. These three are some of the major nutrients present in our food. And we need to consume these nutrients, right? So the process of intake of nutrients and its utilization, that is, the nutrients are used for various functions in our body. So this process of intake of nutrients and its utilization by an organism is called as nutrition. This process of intake of nutrients is known as nutrition. So students, we have studied about nutrients and we have seen what is the process of nutrition. And we can also say that it is this process of nutrition which provides us the raw materials to sustain life. Now students, different organisms follow different methods of obtaining food. So the ways of obtaining food is known as the modes of nutrition. Now modes of nutrition is basically of two types. The first one is called as autotrophic nutrition and the second one is called as heterotrophic nutrition. We'll be learning about these modes of nutrition in detail in the next module.